Okay, so for today you need a bat and your weight, and we're just going to be down on the ground the entire time. So let's take it down onto our hands and our knees. Your favorite bird dog.
Yay!
So with the bird dog, you want to extend the opposite arm and opposite leg, and then we switch sides. We're going to just keep alternating sides. Opposite arm, opposite leg. I want you to look down towards the ground, a little bit in front of your hands, so that we keep the back nice and straight. So this is part of the workout and part of the warm-up, all at the same time. We're going to build on this move as we go through the workout today. And let's do 2 more on each side. And once you're done, come up onto your knees. We're going to bring one foot forward. So this is a half kneeling lunge. We're going to stay here. Put our hands down, or just one hand. So I'm going to have my inside hand down. You can have both hands, and we're going to raise our knee up and then bring it down. So raise the knee up and bring it down. And we're just going to stay on this side. So in this, try to keep your spine nice and long. You're going to feel a stretch, and it might be slightly uncomfortable. So you can kind of change the angle a little bit by scooting your pelvis back if it's hurting your hip flexors. Or you can scoot forward to get a little bit more of a stretch. You can play around with that angle. And let's do one more. And then come up. And we're just going to switch over to the other side. So the other foot comes forward. Bring your spine nice and long. Reach your hands down. And then we come up and down. This is it's not very intense in terms of we're not moving in big ways, but you might feel this is a stretch. And we're stretching out those legs in a way that is supportive of a life where you sit down at a desk and type a lot, or work talking to people. But it's also getting you some strength in your legs. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're going to come onto our backs now. Feet are planted on the ground, and we're just I like to reach my fingers towards my heels, see if I can touch my heels, and then from there, press up and come down. So we're just doing a hip bridge here. And the beautiful thing about this one is that it's almost like a stretch for your quadriceps in the front. And then it really gets your glutes fired up. So that working those butt muscles. And 5, 4, 3, that's just a countdown, 2, and 1. Okay. Now we're going to bring our feet up into a tabletop position, hands up, and this is going to look like the bird dog that we just did, except on our backs. So you're going to extend opposite arm, opposite leg, and then switch to the other side. This can be a little bit tricky to remember which one's opposite arm, opposite leg. So you might extend right leg and then your left arm, and then bring them in, and then right arm and left leg. Once you've done this many times, it starts to become a little bit easier, but it definitely can be tricky. Try to bring your lower back down towards the ground as you extend the arm and leg. And we're going 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then we're going to roll over to the side, come up, and move into a plank position. So the plank position, you can do it on your hands if that's comfortable for you. Some people have some wrist issues and it can get uncomfortable, so you can come onto your elbows or your forearms, and you can stay on your knees, or you can lift up onto your toes, and we're here for 30 seconds. Now, if you can't hold for 30 seconds, you can just come down, take a break. You can sit up and take a break, and then come right back into it. Breathing. Five more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and take a break. That's our first set. We've completed the first set. So now, the moves that we do here might look different, but we're going to use them with the ones we just did later. So I'm going to grab a single weight now, and I'm going to be on my hands and my knees. And from here, I'm going to row on this side, and then switch to the other side. So what you're doing is raising that elbow up, squeezing your shoulder blade back, and then switching. And if you haven't started yet, go ahead and join me now. So as we're here on our hands and we're on our knees, and we're just rowing from one side to the other, we create some instability, and we have to use our core to stay engaged. We're also just working that back, which is essential. And you want to be looking down between your hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're going to come back to the half kneeling position, but this time we're going to take our weight and you can hold it on the ends, and we're going to bring it across from our hip to our shoulder. So we're doing a wood chop in the half kneeling position. Woo. And this is definitely a core exercise. You can also do this with no weight. So if it's feeling like too much with the weight, you can just drop the weight and do it with none. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set your weight down. Switch over to the other side. Then grab that weight. Bring it to the outside of your hip and across to your shoulder. Nice job. Looking good. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to set my weight down. Actually, it doesn't matter where you sit it, but we are going to use it now. So we're going to come back onto our backs. I'm going to pick up my weight, set it on my hips, and then press it up over my shoulders. So my hands are on the ends of the dumbbell. We're going to drop our hands back using our elbows as a hinge. Drop hands back. The weight comes towards your forehead or the top of your head, and then back up. So we're dropping back and pressing it up. This is a tricep move. The backs of the arms should feel most of the fire here, but it's called the skull crusher, and you can guess why. We're not going to be crushing any skulls today, though. We're going to be crushing our triceps. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, set your weight to the side. We won't be using that until the next set. So we're coming back to our dead bug. Legs are up, arms are up, but this time we're going to stay on one side. So I'm going to go right arm, left leg, and then back in and stay, right arm, left leg. So just repeating that same arm and same leg. No, it's the opposite arm, opposite leg. And this way, you just get a little bit more of the feeling of this, more intense. 4, 3, 2, switch sides. We're going right into the other side. Ooh, oh my goodness. And often, when we work one side, and then we go to the other side, things get a little bit tired already. So if you feel that, don't worry, it's normal. And we're going 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Okay, roll onto your side. Now we are going to do a side plank. So we're not going to come into the front. We're going to stay on our side. So what you want to do is bring your shoulder right over your elbow, hips are right on top of each other, and then lift up from there. You can stay on this knee with one leg, the top leg straight, or you can hop up and you can bring your hand up if you want to add another little challenge. We're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set it down. I'm going to swivel over. You can just switch over to the other side, however feels right. Lining everything up again. Elbow under your shoulder, hip over hip. I'm straightening my top leg, lifting that bottom leg, and either staying on your knee or raising up. We're here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, nice job. Okay, so a little shake out. Now we're gonna do everything together. So we did the bird dog and then a row. So now we're gonna do a bird dog row. What that means is we row with one arm and we lift our opposite leg. So row and lift, and then we'll switch over to the other side when I tell you to switch. Ready? Here we go. So I've got my right arm rowing, my left leg lifting. And let's switch over to the other side. Same thing. I got my left leg, my left arm rowing, right leg lifting. And one more. Okay, so for our next move, which was that runner, the half kneeling, we're gonna not use a weight, we're not doing a wood chop, but we're going to do something a little bit different. So we're coming here, setting the hands down, lifting up, come down, raise our body back, and then do it again. So, hands down, lift the knee, and knee comes down, raise the hands up. So if you have any yoga experience, which I know you do, this is familiar, at least partly. So getting some extension through your spine is always a good idea. And let's do one more on this side. All the way to the raise, and then switch over to the other leg. So that leg comes forward, hands come down, we lift the knee, bring it down, reach the hands up. Whew. Think about your most ballerina self, your most yogi self, as you reach those arms up and back. We mostly all need some extra mobility, so that's what this move targets. Let's do one more. All the way through to the raise, and then come onto your back. We're going to use our weight for our next move, which is a hip bridge with a skull crusher. So, you grab that weight, you bring it up over your chest, drop your hands back towards your head, and then as you bring your hands up, you raise your hips up as well. So up, everything comes up. So this move is awesome because not only does it work your triceps and your glutes, but it also works your pelvic floor. And most of us, as your body gets older, you lose tone all over, including in your interior core. For men and women, that pelvic floor is important to strengthen. So this move kind of gets it all. And we're going 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew. And then set that weight to the side. Okay, this one actually has a choice. You can do the single-sided dead bug with no weight at all, which is fine, or you can add a weight. I'm going to add a weight just so that you see what you can do, but you don't have to do it. We're going to go 8 of them, opposite arm, opposite leg back, and then 7 with a weight or no weight. 6, woo, 5, I'm shaking all over, 4, 3, 2, oh my goodness, and 1. Then I'm going to bring everything down, switch the weight to the other side, and then bring everything up, and we go other side. So opposite arm, opposite leg, 7 more, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, I'm laughing because my core is shaking. 1. All right, and then bring it down, set the weight down to the side. Okay, one last move. So we're going to do a moving plank. Starting in our forearm plank, we're going to transfer to one side, come to the side plank, then back to the center, and over to the other side. So you can just stay on your knee. There's a little pivot to the side, and then go ahead and join me whenever you're ready. Reach that hand up. Come down, take your time, moving nice and slowly through it. All right, one more time each side. And then when you've done that, come back to the center and press back and come into child's pose. Congratulations. You have completed core strength. Oh yeah, very nice. And then stretch out those arms in this child's pose, and then you can take your arms out to one side. And then over to the other side. And then back to the center. And then press up. Thank you so much. Very nice.